Hello everyone, I am sharing my agenda setup for 2023 fall months. I have a separate agendas for my work and personal life. I am using disc-bound system with Louis Vuitton desk agenda cover, damier graphite for my work agenda. And I am using Hobonichi weeks for my personal life. I used to do a bullet journal in a notebook, but as I started working on various projects, I realized I needed a more versatile and adaptable agenda for work. This is an ornate insert. I like this card because it has plush and comforting texture and neutral enough in design so it is not associated to any specific project. Cover image with a plastic cover. I am using minimum amount of hard dividers to make my agenda less rigid. Each divider is followed by dashboards to refresh and set the right mood. I've maintained a consistent theme to create a cohesive ambiance. Down each section into smaller subdivisions, I am using half-width dashboards. Schedule section is specifically for my work schedule only. I started this section with fall month at a glance spread meant for recording project milestones, deadlines, and other project-related events. Following that, there are weekly pages inspired by Hobonichi weeks. Each day has a grid space for time blocking, which helps me with visualizing the use of hours and planning a day realistically. Next is a notes and lists section, and this is designated for resources. This section includes a commonplace and various lists. I maintain a dedicated commonplace book, but I also reserve a few pages here, pertain to my current projects, setting tone and mindset. The Poetics of Space, Funes His Memory, Vicky Ling's illustrations, and Martin Margiella's clothing. Following that, I keep pages for the lists so I can jot down items whenever I come across them. This is kind of second brain approach. I refer to these lists and Google them whenever I need. Finance section. I am experimenting with incorporating this section into my work agenda, using it to track the costs and expenses associated with each project as a start. And eye candies. These little delights brighten my mood. I love donuts, macaroons, and coffee, so having these cut-out images of them sprinkled throughout my work agenda adds a touch of joy to my working hours. Now let's move on to my personal life agenda. Initially, I planned to go with the one-piece version of the Hobonichi weeks, but it was out of stock when I started setting it up. So I went with the Plate of Confectionery edition instead. It adds a burst of color, joy, and fun to my agenda system. It's a delightful contrast to my work agenda. For my personal stuff, I'm using the graph space on the weekly pages for bullet journaling and tracking. To avoid repeating incomplete tasks, I list items to do and assign them to specific dates. I do mini journaling in the daily section on the weekly pages. And for additional daily logs and any notes or planning not tied to a specific day, I make use of the grid pages at the back of the notebook. So far, this combined system is working really well. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for tuning in.